Hello and welcome my grade 8 elite students to today's session on exam coverage for your end of term exam. I know you all are now busy preparing for your final exam. So here I am with a complete answer key for modules 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that are coming for your exam. So today's video is really important and a must watch video. So watch it till the end and get all the answers for all the important questions that are going to come for your exam. So all the very best and let's get started. So now I'm providing you with the detailed answer key for module 2. So these are the questions that we have covered in our last video. So the final answers for these word problems where you convert the equation, the sentences into equation is as follows. So you can check your answers. So I have provided here all the answers so that you can check your answers. This is from module 2, lesson 1, page 71. Next, you can check your answers for question 9 to 14. So these are going to be the correct answers. And we have covered them in our part 1 of the revision series for grade 8. Next, we have the equations. So here you had to solve for one variable. The solutions are as follows. So this is the answer key for questions 1 to 16, covered from module 2, lesson 4, page 97. Next, we have module 2, lesson 5, page 105, where we had done the absolute value equations. So you have two solutions for each part. These are the solutions. You can check your answers. For absolute value equation, for question 14, the answer is empty or the null set because the absolute value cannot be negative. Okay, so these are the answers. Next, you have proportions from module 2, lesson 6, page 114, 113. So you have the following answers. I hope you remember from the last video that we have used cross multiplication to solve these questions and get the answers. Some are decimals, some have variables, some have fractions, but the method to solve all of them would be the same cross multiplication. Okay, moving back to module 3. The answer key for the graph questions is as follows. So these are discrete graphs. You can take the axis and the graphs would come out to be the following way. This is module 3, lesson 1, page 143. Then you have module 3, lesson 1, page 114. The answer key for these questions is as follows. You can have a look at the answer key and check your answers. Similarly, for module 3, lesson 2, page 154, we had done the detailed solutions of the questions. We had seen in the last video how we can find the function value by substitution. So these are the correct answers. Please check your answers with the answer key. Then we had done the graph questions where you had to say about discrete, continuous or neither. So these are the following answers. We have already discussed them in the last video from module 3, lesson 3, page 163. Continuing, we have more questions here. If you want to see the detailed steps, please watch my last video. I will put the link in the description box where you can see how the answers are obtained. So these are the questions. The function is symmetric across which lines? You can see very carefully. Module 3, lesson 5, page 187. Moving on, we have module 4. In module 4, you have to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept of the graph of each of the function. We have done these questions in the part 1 video, so the answers would be as follows. Remember, for x-intercept, you put y equal to 0. For y-intercept, you put x equal to 0. So following answers from page 217, module 4, lesson 1 you will get. Similarly, from module 4, lesson 3, page 235, the following questions will have the answers as follows. We have used here slope-intercept form to get our answer. So please check your answers, and I'm sure you will be getting correct answers for these questions. Moving on, we will move to module 4, lesson 3, page 235, where you have to graph the linear function. We have also done this question in part 1 of the video, so just check your answers for the graph. For question 19 to 22, these are the 4 graphs that you will be getting. So basically, we use the formula slope is rise over run to get the solution. Next, we have arithmetic sequence. I'm showing you the answer key for this also, and the detailed step would be in part 3 of the video. So do watch that as well. And just to show you the answers would be these, where you have to use the given arithmetic sequence to write an equation and find the 7th term of the sequence. So just check your solutions, check your answers for the graph as well. So these are the graphs with the domain and range for module 4, lesson 6, page 263. Moving on, we have module 4, lesson 3, page 263, some more graphs. These are piecewise functions, piecewise defined function. That's why you can see the pieces. And then we have the graph of the function given, and we have to write the equation. So module 4, lesson 7, page 277, the answer key is as follows. You can see here how the graph is changing. Moving on, we have module 5. Here the idea summary I have given you in detail for lesson 2. If two lines are parallel, they have the same slope, and if they have the same slope, they are parallel. For example, these two lines have same slope. M is 2 here, so therefore they are parallel. And if they are perpendicular, the product of their slope is -1, or their slopes are opposite or negative reciprocals of each other. We have done this term in great detail in class also. So you know that when perpendicular lines are there, one slope is like 3 by 4, the other is negative reciprocal, negative 4 by 3. So here when slopes are equal, they are parallel. Here when slopes are negative reciprocal, they are perpendicular. So this concept will be used in module 5, lesson 2, page 304. So you have to write an equation in slope intercept form, that is y equal to mx plus b, and you have to say whether the line is parallel to the given graph or not, or it is perpendicular. So some answers here are given to you. You can check your answers, and we'll cover them in great detail in part 3 of the session. So this session is basically just the answer key so that you can check your answer. So just have a look at correlation and causation from lesson 4, page 304, 317. These are the answers for the question. Next we have the inverse of the function. So you can find the inverse and check your answer using the method that has been explained to you in part 3 of the video, module 5, lesson 6, page 332. These are going to be the inverse answers. Moving on, we have module 6. Here you have to solve each of the inequality and graph the solution set. So the graph would be on the number line, and this is how the graph is going to look like. You can have a look at the graphical solutions of the number line. Okay, some more graphs on the number line for the solutions of the question. Some solutions have been handwritten for you. And then we have Graph Each Inequality, Module 6, Lesson 5, page 379. So here you need to graph each inequality. Again, the graph would be a shaded region. So these will be your answer. Please check your answers and we will do in great detail how you are getting these answers in part 3 of the video. Next we have questions 2 to 8 where you have to graph the inequality. We have used here Desmos to do the graph, and the shaded region, which is the solution, is marked here. There is a broken line if the point is not included and a solid line if the point is included. Moving on, these are the graphs for question 10, 12, and now we are ready for module 7, the last module coming for your exams. So here we have some word problems from module 7, lesson 3, page 410. We are going to cover them in part 3 of the session, and you have the following answers coming up for these two questions. Similarly, for the questions on page 418, lesson 4, the following solutions have been given to you for checking your answer for the higher order skill questions. So this is all about the answer key for your coming exams from module 2 to module 7. Until then, this is Ms. Ruchika signing off with best wishes to all of you for your coming exams. See you in my next video. Bye students.